Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another Wuthering Waves video. So this is going to be the CM Bros definitive guide for the wheelchair general Jiyan. Yes, that's right. They actually do call him that as well over on CM because of how easy he is to use while maintaining a tier 0 level DPS output. So it's a very fond nickname, alright? You can see here, this is going to be a very special guide because we have 3 different sources, 3 different top tier guide makers from CN showcasing their GM builds, as well as the echo choices, weapon recommendations, and teammates as well. So let's take a look at why he is so beloved over there. So let's talk about the core kit of Jiyan, what makes him so good despite being very easy to use. Now starting us off is the Resonance Liberation, the R button. After you press it, you'll enhance all of your attacks. You can see the Dragon Summon, the animation indicating that all of your basic attacks and your skills have been enhanced. And they turn into this AoE attack that has crowd controlling abilities as well, because all of the mobs will get dragged along in your small AoE with you. So if you use maneuvering abilities like a dash or your resonance skill, they actually go with you as well, which is absolutely crazy. And the synergy between pulling everything together and dealing AoE damage with the enhanced attack is truly formidable. Now looking at the animation cancel capabilities, they'll talk about in greater detail, but essentially you can dash to animation cancel, but the animation stays, but the damage is canceled. So the only time where you really want to animation cancel later on is with the resonance skills, or in this case there is a 0.5 second window right here when Jiyan kind of pulls the spear sideways between your first 4 instances of the attack on the left side and your 4 instances of the attack on the right side. So in between these there's a 0.5 second delay, and that's where the CM Bros are using this small window to use a maneuverability skills to actually drag units that's currently outside of your attack range, or to dodge, or to gather things together and clump them up in a different location. So that's pretty much when you use the animation cancel. Now, the second part of his kit that's also, again, very synergistic is the Resolve. You can see as an energy bar above your HP, and once it's full, and you can hold up to a maximum of 2 charges. So even if it's half full, when you use your Resonance skill or your Resonance Liberation, it will do an enhanced version of it, which is really crazy. You can see the damage here is greatly induced. And what the cool thing about this is that when you use your intro, so when you come in via an intro, you automatically gain 30 points, and 30 points is exactly 1 charge. So you can intro in and use your ultimate right away, and it will be an enhanced version of the Liberation, the Resonance Liberation, which is really cool because it actually has a time freeze capability, and so the overall time, the real time that it consumes is 0.62 versus 0.7. So not only do you do higher damage, it also takes less in terms of realistic time wise. Now let's take everything we have learned and put it into a single combat video. So we'll go over everything and break it down at 0.5 speed and what it looks like in actual combat with the full rotation. However, I'll just briefly touch upon the resonance skill. It's a charging dash attack that does good damage and most importantly provides the mobility. And because during your enhanced state, the dragging part of your attacks is also present in the dash attack. So when you use your enhanced attack and you CC crowd control the enemies and they're dragged along towards or with you, when you use your E attack, your resonance skill, they come with you as well. So oftentimes you can use that to reach other enemies while bringing the ones you have with you. So let's just take a look at the full combat footage, and again I'll break it down into greater detail. So you can see that Jiyan is right here about to come in. Actually he's in already post intros. You can see the little I guess reverb thing on the side, and pay attention to the resolve bar. Okay, currently it's a 0, but like we have said in the beginning of the video, post intro entrance of the attack, you'll instantly gain 30 resolve, which is enough to activate an enhanced version of your resonance liberation attack, which means you can use this mid-air, and that's so important. Otherwise you have to wait for Jiyan to land or use a air attack, air to ground attack, before you can press your R. But because we have introed in, the bar is instantly full, and then we can use our R mid-air. So now all of our attacks are enhanced, and we are are going to use our full rotation. Watch, first rotation, and we pressed E right after that. So that's where you use your first resonance skill. I'm going to go back because you might have missed it. Watch the E button, okay? Our first rotation comes out, and we E right after that. And actually, the first enhanced attack cycle was done before the UI even appeared, because it was after the resonance liberation. So after that, we'll do all of these cycles, and you'll be spamming E because you try to get another E in before your enhanced state expires. So you can see we did that right there. Now there is a second version of this, and you'll get to see it as well, and this is the attack dash. Remember that 0.5 second window we talked about? That's what's being displayed right here. We do the 4 instance of attack, and then we dash right away. So you can see that this gives you mobility as you are hitting the enemies. Maybe they're far across the map, or maybe they're just separate. Then you use your liberation, use your E, and then use basic attack, and then use your dash in the 0.5 window to gather them while being able to move around. Okay, so I have some better footage here for the attack dash cancel. And you don't have to do this because it takes some time to master, but it does offer you that added mobility, and it feels damn good once you have mastered it. So now we know that it's quite easy to use Jiyan. How do we make him even better? Well, let's start with the echo choices. Well, there's only really just one for him, and it's that damn gorilla, all right? The name, I believe, the global one, let's just pull up Pride when it is the Aphelion Baringal. Okay, Harambe, as I like to call it. And you can see that unfortunately there are quite a few issues with the summon. Even though it buffs a Jiyan's heavy attack, which is 80 or 90% of his damage, you cannot use this echo summon mid-air, which means that post-intro, you can't use it after you use your Resonance Liberation. Not ideal. But there are ways around it. And I think most of you guys at this point, if you watch my previous videos, know about the animation cancel. So what you want to do, as they have stated here, is that you definitely want to have this active on Jiyan, and you can use it on Jiyan and then swap out. So you can see that they'll do the animation here, and we are going to showcase the Jiyan summoning here. And then he will swap out and use a different character in the meantime while this gorilla is taking over and doing his damage, because he needed to cast the attack to get that attack. So you can see with Verna, okay, we'll do it here. We'll summon the echo and watch to Mort. And this, of course, allows the gorilla to do his thing, and then we can swap back with the intro and then go full combo again. And this echo summon is quite important, because when you summon the echo, it takes over the control of the character for that duration. So you definitely want to animation cancel that by swapping to someone else, because the echo animation will completely play out while you control and switch to someone like Mort. And then you can swap back and then let Jiyan do his thing. Now, in terms of the weapon choices, you can see that the signature weapon, of course, is the best. You can use the standard one after that, or even the monthly card one. But the best, of course, is the signature weapon. It's about a 20% damage increase in comparison. So if you have the opportunity to get that, go for it. And especially now we get so many pulls from the devs. And looking at the rest of the team and substats as well, we'll just go over that. The Gorilla is, of course, the best in slot echo. And you want 5 pieces of the set, which is the aerial set, the Sierra Gale. And upon using intro skill, which as we know from the rotation, the most important part is intro, getting that resolve and then full combo away, your arrow skill will increase by 30% for 15 seconds. So you have, I think, about 11 if not 12 seconds of the burst during that time. So everything will match up. And of course, here we go, the Gorilla offers that heavy attack damage increase. So everything lines up, and as you go full DPS into GN, this is perfect. Now, in terms of the main stats, you definitely want crit rate or crit damage for cost 4 echoes, and cost 3s can go for arrow damage or for attack, and then cost 1s go for attack. And for the subs, go for crit, and then after that, attack percentage or resonance efficiency or the energy gain, and then after that, heavy attack. So that is the choices for the echoes as well as the weapons. comments. Now, in terms of teams, in this video, I won't go too deep into the team play section because I think it will just take way too long, and I'll make a separate video for it if people are interested. For Jiyan though, however, his heavy attack and his arrow damage, of course, is core to his kit, and Mort and the other 4-star are his viable partners as the sub DPS. And of course, Mort is the best one because not only is he on Jiyan's banner, so maybe you can get lucky and get multiple copies, but he also has decent damage output. Now, in terms of the support, you really only have two choices, Verna or Abaizi, and some people actually do use Jiangxing as a support hybrid as well, but more chefs are needed to cook this over. So let's take a look at what the team rotation kind of looks like. Again, if you're interested, let me know in the comments and I'll make a more detailed translation. But basically, Verna will comes in, use her thing, which is the the resonance skill, and use the ult, and then you can swap out to cancel the animation into Mort using the resonance skill and then ult, and then base attack 3 times. Then you will swap out after using Echo back into Verna with more basic attack, and then swap into Jiyan the first time. Now, the first time Jiyan comes in, you see that we summon the gorilla, and then we cut the echo animation, we cut out, we transfer into Mort, who does 4 more base attacks, and go back into the Verna, who will use the echo, cancel with a jump, air attack, and then back into the intro from Mort, and then finally Jiyan comes in. So you can see that there are quite a lot of rotations before Jiyan if you want to get the full value out of him. But you're seeing at least 8 to 9 swaps before Jiyan comes in and cleans up house. So not everyone is going to be able to achieve that because memorizing all the rotations is difficult. Okay, but we already know the basic rotation for Jiyan, so you can simplify the things in the beginning and then just swap to Jiyan at the very end. Just make sure that your intro in, you're ulting midair because you fill your resolve gauge, and then you can go all the way with your 7 sets of rotation, and then spam E at the very end when it's available. And there are more Wuthering Waves guide coming up on my channel for both the CN coverage as well as the global information. Now, if you like what you see, please consider subscribing, and if you have watched this far, thank you very much. And it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye now.